All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mark Clayborne, the founder of the Client Dispute Manager and the founder of Startup Credit Repair Business, the group here on Facebook. Welcome, everybody. I am back for another powerful training. I hope a lot of you can attend this Facebook Live because I have some really good strategies and tips that you should use inside of your credit repair business when it comes to utilizing dispute reasons. Now, before I get started, I have some things I want to go over. So I'll allow people to come online to this Facebook Live. And as you guys come on, I'm going to say hi to you as you come on. Hello, Kimberly. How are you doing, Miss Kimberly? And if you have questions about this particular topic today, please put your questions in the chat section of Facebook Live. James, what's up? James and Kimberly, how are you guys doing? Welcome aboard. Again, James and Kimberly, we are just waiting for more and more customers to come on. More and more family members are coming on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this started here. So today we're going to I'm going to try to stay under 45 minutes today because this is all about disputing. And I'm trying to get away from teaching dispute tactics, that sort of thing. Latrice, how you doing? Heather, how are you doing today? So although we know disputing is important, disputing is like very extremely important to the credit repair industry. I'm going to talk to you about some strategies that you guys probably didn't even know about. And the only way you're going to know about these things is by coming on here live, right? And talking with me. Matt, how are you? Thank you, everyone, for coming on. So we got about 9 people on the Facebook Live, and that is normally the amount of people that we have on here when it first starts. So I want to go over a few things before we get started. If you don't have this book yet, get your copy. Hidden Credit Repair Secrets, available at Amazon.com. And the reason why I am telling you to do that, because I am still working on the next version, Hidden Credit Repair Secrets on Fire. I know it was supposed to come out at the beginning of this year, but a lot of things got in the way and I wasn't able to get it done. All right. Royce, how you doing? Alicia Moore, how are you guys? Thank you for coming on board. I'm going to teach you some strategies that you probably didn't know about. Normally, I charge for these type of strategies because they're a little bit more advanced, and we're going to go basic to advanced. But you should start deploying these strategies when you are preparing your dispute letters. All right. So don't forget, we have the free trial, free 30-day trial, and free training on how to run a credit repair business at startupcreditrepairbusiness.com. For all you newbies out there that keep saying, hey, where do I start? Where do I start when it comes to running a credit repair business? I'm telling you where to start. I'm telling you where to start. Go to startupcreditrepairbusiness.com. Edgar, how you doing? John Wilkinson, how are you, sir? Thank you guys for coming on. Checking out my Facebook Live. I'm actually streaming in 5 different groups right now. I'm not just streaming in the Startup Credit Repair Business group, but I am streaming in 5 other groups, okay? All right. Now, big announcement. You guys are going to start seeing promotions coming very soon. All right. Daniel, how you doing? Where you been, Daniel, man? Where you been? Haven't seen you in a long time. You've been hiding from me, from the Facebook Lives. Where have you been? Huh? All right, big announcement. I'm working on my first Facebook credit repair lead generation using Facebook ads 5-hour workshop coming very soon. I hope to see all of you guys there. It's a 5-hour, 1-day workshop. It will be on Saturday. It's going to be very affordable, under $200. It's going to be limited seats. I'm only selling 50 tickets to this 5-hour event. We are not talking about credit repair at all. We're talking about lead generation for the credit repair industry using Facebook ads only. And I'm going to share with you guys 5 different strategies that I use every day to grow my software business, to grow my Facebook group, and to also grow my credit repair business. So it's working for me. If you attend this 5-hour workshop, 1-day boot camp, it should work for you. All right. Again, let's see here. James, brother, now I have been able to access the mastery class. Thank you, James. Thank you. Yeah, the mastery class is going strong. Daniel said, bam. Latrice says, yes. Daniel, I know you're right. Miss you, man. Hey, man. All right. So like I said, if you guys have any questions, while we go over some of these strategies that I've learned over the last 7 years in credit repair, go ahead and post your questions for me. I have a question for you, though. I have a question for you. How many of you guys are having trouble or are struggling with dispute reasons? So after your first or second round, how many of you out there, just say yes, or I, or me, how many of you guys are having trouble with your dispute reason? Are you using the same dispute reason all the time? Are you changing your dispute reason? Go ahead and type right there for me in the chat box. How many of you guys are having trouble with your dispute reasons? Kimberly said me. Anyone else having trouble with their dispute reasons? Anyone else? All right, because this tends to be a problem with a lot of credit repair companies, okay? So no one else is having issues with their dispute reasons. So everyone else. Okay, Heather said me. Just go ahead and type for me right there if you are having trouble using dispute reasons to get credit bureaus or creditors and collectors to do what you're asking to do for your customer. Daniel said, yes, it needs some enlightening here. Matt said, yes. Edgar said me. Great. I'm glad that you guys are honest. Joanna said me. Yes, a lot of you guys are, and even a lot of you experienced credit repair companies out there, you are also having issues with it too, but you just don't want to admit it. You understand? Now, first, let's talk about a theory, and then I want to ask you guys a question. Should we always use the same dispute reason with every dispute letter? Just say yes or no. Type in the box for me. Should we always use the same dispute reason for every letter that goes out? Yes or no? Should we always use the same dispute reason for every letter that goes out? James said no. Kimberly said no. Alicia said no. All right. Heather said no. Daniel said no. Okay, Matt said no. All right, Edgar said no. So, yes. James said client base. Norega said no. So this is kind of, I want you to look at this as like a class. I don't want you to look at this as a Facebook Live. I want you to look at this as a dispute refresher class. All right, I want you to look at it like that. So when you get off the call, when you get off this Facebook Live, I want you to go back and think about what we talked about today, right? So a long time ago, I went to a seminar. There was a lot of lawyers there. And the lawyers are Fair Credit Reporting Act lawyers. And one of them said to me, he said, you never want to use the same dispute reason on every single letter. Because what happens is when you use and you keep repeating the same dispute reason, even though the creditor collector has already verified the count, that gives the credit bureau a reason to send you a frivolous letter or a stall letter, okay? So now we know one of the main reasons why you don't want to keep using the same dispute reason. And later on in this training, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some other things on why you don't want to do that anyway, right? But now you understand the theory behind it. So this is the reason why in the software, in the client dispute manager, we implemented the client, the dispute reason tracker. because the dispute reason tracker tracks your dispute reason. And then when you try to use it again because you forgot, you used it in the first or the second dispute reason, it warns you that you already used this. So you have to change it up, right? All right. So the credit bureaus can mark your disputes as frivolous if they feel that it's frivolous. So what you want to do is you want to give the credit bureau another reason to investigate. Now, a lot of the credit bureaus, when you send out the disputes, they say, we already verified that account. So this is the reason why you don't want to use the same dispute reason. And this is the reason why a lot of you guys are getting stuck and you're not producing results, because you're not really understanding the dispute reasons. This is the reason. And this is the reason why I told you why this particular Facebook Live is important, because it is the body and the base of your credit repair business. Oh, thank you. Right? So as long as you understand that the credit bureaus can flag your accounts as frivolous because you are repeating your dispute that they already verified. So a lot of people keep saying, well, Mark, they already verified the account, so what can I do? Well, of course, we know that there's all kind of things you can do, right? There's all kind of things you can do. How you doing, Daniel? But for the purpose of the basics of what we're going to talk about here today is that you can't use the same dispute reason. You use it once, then the credit bureau flags it in their system. When you try to use it again, they can mark that dispute as frivolous. So to avoid the frivolous letters, you have to give them some substance, right? So you have to give them another reason why they need to verify or investigate this, or they won't. And Experian is notorious for this. Experian is the worst for this, okay? So how many of you guys out there today, how many of you guys before this call keep using the same dispute reason? Just say yes. How many of you guys are lazy and you just keep using the same dispute reason, right? I was like that. Just say me. Say I was, Mark. Mark, I was lazy. I kept using the same dispute reason. Just say me. And you won't hurt my feelings if you don't speak up here, okay? Because I know 100% almost most of you on this call today, right now, when you first started out, you were using the same dispute reason over and over and over. All right. So let's move on. So I just wanted to give you a little theory behind that. All right. So we don't want to use the same dispute reason, right? All right. So let's talk about today. When you walk away today, I'm going to teach you, I call it the double dispute reason strategy, the triple dispute reason strategy, and the quadruple dispute reason strategy. I have a quadruple one too. Now, I normally teach this in advanced disputing because it really is. 1 second here. So Jesse says credit repair is not a copy and paste. There you go, Jesse. Credit repair is not a copy and paste. You're absolutely right, Jesse. All right, credit repair is not a copy and paste. So let's talk about the basics of disputing. Can anybody tell me what is the basics of disputing? And what I mean by that, a dispute reason. Should your dispute reason be long or should it be short? So I would like the participation from you guys. I'm going to share with you my double dispute strategy, triple and quadruple dispute reason strategy. Should the dispute reason be long or should it be short? Just tell me, just type right here for me, long or short. Long or short, Mark, long or short. Just should it be long or short? Short, okay? James said, my understanding is short. Alicia says short. Jesse says, inconsistency between the three bureaus and the facts. Robert says short. Matt says short. Albert says, no clue, brand new. I used to be brand new, Albert. Charles says short and straight to the point. Okay. Terry Wallace says short and straight to the point. All right, thank you. So no one said long. Everybody said short. Now, I don't know where you're getting that theory from, to be honest with you, but you're right, and then you're not right. Okay? So we're going to talk about dispute basics, right? We're going to talk about dispute basics. Dispute basics, you're disputing an inaccurate account, right? So if your customer comes to you, and I don't care if it's your customer or I don't care if it's you disputing your own account, if you see something wrong with your account, I want to ask you a question. Is it going to be short? If you see, I want you to get in the mind of a customer. You looked at your credit report. You saw some negative information on your credit report. Will you write the credit bureau with a short dispute reason? Yes or no? Come on. I'm putting you on the spot. Terry, Charles, Albert, Matt, Robert, Allison, James, Brian, Daniel. Writing your own dispute letter, will it be short? Yes or no? Will your dispute reason be short? Or will you write anything that comes to your mind if you didn't know about credit repair? Can anybody help me? This is a class. This is a participation. This is not just me teaching. If you're writing your own dispute letter, will it be short? Or will you write what's on your mind? Come on, think about it. Think about it. All right? So the answer to that, based on my experience, is that you write what you have to write. Okay? You write what you have to write. It doesn't have to be a short dispute reason. Now, it can be, right? It can be, all right, if you're trying to beat the credit bureau systems, but you write what you have to write. Now, if you're trying to just speed it along to push customers through the software as quick as possible, well, of course, you're going to use short dispute reasons, but short dispute reasons is no substance. It's no substance. You're not telling the credit bureau anything. You're just saying inaccurate. Well, what does that mean? That's not mine. Okay. Well, why is it not yours? Well, it's inaccurate. Okay. Well, why is it inaccurate? Don't just say it's inconsistent, but tell me why it's inconsistent. You see? So the days of one single dispute reasons are gone. If you're not up to date on how the credit bureaus are processing things, you have to give some meat behind your dispute reason. You can't just say inaccurate, not mine, wrong balance. You have to tell them why. So the basics of disputing is what? This is inaccurate, and then what's next? Here's the reason why it's inaccurate. Okay, and then what's next? I want you to do this, credit bureau. This is what I want you to do next, right? So it's inaccurate. Then here's the reason why it's inaccurate. And then here's what I want you to do. You can't just say it's inaccurate. Now you may get away with that in the first 2 rounds, but then round 3, round 4, it's going to get hard. Round 2, round 3, round 4, it's going to get difficult. Are you guys still there with me? Somebody just say, Mark, we are still here with you. I don't see any motion or any action in the text, the chat here. Can somebody just type for me and said, Mark, I am still here. I want to make sure you guys can still see me and that I am still live. All right, perfect. There we go. Can somebody type for me and say, Mark, I am still here with you? Can you do that for me? I got to make sure. I want to keep going. I want to keep going. but I can't keep going if I don't know if anybody's here or not. Let me check. All right, there we go. Yes. That's it. Perfect. All right. So like I said, in the very beginning of your first or second dispute rounds, those single dispute reasons may work for you. They may work for you. But in 2017, the credit bureaus are smarter. And they're smarter than you think they are, because guess what? They are hiring credit repair specialists like yourself and like me to help them. They are hiring these specialists to help them weed out frivolous letters and credit repair companies. So that means you have to be smarter and you have to be a better disputer. All right. And you know, I don't do too many Facebook Lives about disputing because I'm not really into disputing like that. I'm into lead generation because that's where the money is. But I do have a black belt in disputing. All right. So you don't want to mess with me. Okay. So listen. So dispute basics. Let me see what we got here. Edgar said, still here with you. Stacy said, Mark, we are still here with you. Jody says, still here. Okay, perfect. All right. Leverage. All right. So single disputes. How many of you guys out there, just say I. How many are you still using single disputes? Say me. Or no, I'm not using single disputes. How many of you guys still using single disputes? Single disputes meaning it's not mine. Or it's inaccurate. How many of you guys still using that? All right. Narega says me. Jesse says, thanks for the webinar, Mark. You have a new customer. Thank you. Who else is using single disputes? It's inaccurate. Balance is wrong. Philip said, I am. Matt said, me. Robert said, not me. Latrice says, no. Nicole says, me. Daryl says, unverified. Charles Spencer says, yes, some items. Okay. All right. You know what? You can do it when you're lazy. Okay. You can do it when you're lazy. If you want to use single disputes, okay, fine. All right. You could do it when you're lazy. All right. But don't make it a practice. Because if your case, if your customer's file was to ever end up in a law firm's office, your file will be weak because you never added any substance to the initial dispute letters. So in the beginning, if you're lazy and you want to just push the customer through real fast, do it. But as those rounds increase, 2, 3, 4, it's going to get difficult for you because you have to build the case as you go to round 2, round 3, round 4. You have to build your case inside of your dispute reasons, because that's why it's so important to know how to utilize dispute reasons, or you're going to get stuck. You're going to get stuck and you're not going to know what to write. And then you're going to default to a single line dispute reason. We're all guilty of that. Latrice says, only for inaccurate, unverifiable info, but being as specific as possible, as always, the best is to win the case. Charles says, good info. Nicole says, I'm new, so that's all I know. That's all right, Nicole, because I was new too. And I was just like you, absorbed everything I could. Albert says, do you get the meat from them or the report? It's for your customer. You get what you need from your customer. And I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes. I told you we're going to go 45 minutes and you better not drop this call. You better not drop this call because I don't even know if I'm going to post this. I don't even know if I'm going to put the replay up because it's so powerful. People pay a lot of money for what I'm about to tell you. So if you drop the call, you're going to miss my special techniques. All right. Hey, listen, guys, listen. I wanted to say this to you before I go on to double dispute strategy. I'm getting some complaints that a lot of people, they call our office and they want to speak to me, right? And I understand that. I do sit on some of the walkthroughs that we have. If you guys are software members, I do sit on some of the walkthroughs and I do talk to some of the customers. But unfortunately, our company is growing like crazy and there's no way I can talk to everybody. And I love all of you out there. And if you're watching the replay, I love you too. Unfortunately, I can't talk to everyone. I just can't do it. Or else I won't be able to have these Facebook Lives. I won't be able to grow the business. I won't be able to do these lead generation workshops with you guys. And don't get upset with me. You know, I apologize. If you get upset, I apologize. If you say, "Oh, Mark think he's all that, he's unreachable. Nobody can talk to him." No, that's not the case. That's not it. It's just that I just can't, I can't talk to everyone about their individual situation like that because it'll stress me and you guys will put me in a hospital, right? And then there will be no software and there will be no Facebook group and there will be none of that. All right. So don't get mad at me. Just understand. All right. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Okay. All right. Here we go. Charles says, what about the stall tactics credit bureaus use? Yay. Hey, you know what, Charles? That's a whole nother Facebook Live. There's so many stall tactics out there. I could be on this Facebook Live forever teaching you what the stall tactics are, how to deal with the stall tactics, what letter to send. When you get a stall letter, you know what I mean? Daryl says, feed is bad in my end. Okay, I don't know what that means, Daryl, but that's okay. All right, so how many of you guys know what the double dispute reason strategy is? Does anybody have any idea how to complete a double dispute reason? Does anyone know what a double the dispute reason is? All right, Robert, clear on my end. Does anybody know what a double dispute reason is in a letter? Type right here for me if you know what a double dispute reason is. Okay, Matt said no. Anybody else? Do you guys know what a double dispute reason is when you're disputing for your customer? And then I'm going to explain to you how you can fight the credit bureau back if they don't do what you're about to ask them to do. Does anybody else know what a double dispute reason is? Nicole says no. Wayne says 2 pieces of info. Good answer. Kimberly said no. Daryl says you keep timing out, Mark. I use the letters from your software. No problem. Albert says no clue. Charles says no. Enlighten all of us. All right. The double dispute reason is basically what one of the loyal members here on the Facebook Live said. You're disputing 2 pieces of information in one dispute reason. All right. So when you're sending out your disputes, you're asking the credit bureau to verify or investigate 2 pieces of information versus 1. So if the balance is wrong, that is what? 1 dispute, right? But if the date of activity is wrong also, that is what? 2 disputes. So what you're doing, you're asking for 2 dispute reasons in 1 letter. And it's called the double dispute reason. All right. So the credit bureau has a duty to investigate every dispute or every claim, not a letter, but the claims inside of the letter. All right. Not 1 dispute letter, but they have a duty to investigate your beef with them. Now you got some beef. I got beef with you, credit bureau. There's 2 things wrong with my credit report, and I want you to investigate. All right, so that's what's called a double dispute reason. Now, the credit bureaus, they have to investigate both. So when they send that dispute reason over to the credit bureaus, the creditors, they're not asking the creditor, is the balance right or is the date of activity right? They're normally asking the creditor one thing, and that's, is the date of activity right? So what did they just do? They didn't properly do what? What did they do? Somebody go ahead and type in for me. When the credit bureaus do not properly investigate, they didn't do what? I asked them to investigate 2 items and they only did one. Do we have any leverage? Yes or no? Do we have a follow-up letter on that? Yes or no? Anyone else? Do we have a letter? Do we have a follow-up letter in the works? Yes or no? Kimberly said yes. Noriga says bounce. Anybody else? Come on, guys. You guys are dispute experts here. Come on. John said yes. You guys are dispute experts, all right? This is elementary stuff, okay? Do we have a follow-up letter? Absolutely. Yes, we do. Yes, yes. This is advanced disputing, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? You don't learn this in the books. This is from experience, trial and error experience, okay? All right, that's why I told you that this Facebook Live is extremely important for your business, okay? So that's 2 items you are asking the credit bureaus to investigate. They did one, but they didn't do the other. So now you go back and say, hey, wait a minute, credit bureau. You did one, but you didn't do the other. Okay? You got to have a reason. You got to give them a reason to what? You have to give them a reason to do what? To investigate again. You can't just keep sending the blank letters. Please investigate. Please investigate. You got to give them a reason. All right. So that's double dispute reason. All right. Double dispute reason. All right. All right. All right. Hold on. Let's go to the triple dispute reason. Who knows what triple dispute reason? Who knows what a triple dispute reason is? Does anybody know what a triple dispute reason in one letter is? Just go ahead and type for me right here. I know what a triple dispute reason is. Tell me what a triple dispute reason is. What is it? Go ahead, John. Tell me what a dispute. John, tell me what a triple dispute reason is in one letter. What is that, John? Albert said 3 items. Daryl said 3 disputes. No, Daryl, not 3 disputes. John says, I know. James says 3. 3 what, though? What 3? Tell me. Everybody's saying 3, but 3 what? All right, what is a triple dispute reason inside of one letter? Kimberly says 3 different issues in one letter. That's it. I'm giving you the keys to the kingdom. 3 different dispute reasons in one letter. The credit bureau has to investigate each one. Right? And most of the times they do not. So that gives you as a credit repair company, again, a reason to call out the credit repair company. Hey, what are you doing, credit repair company? Hey, what are you doing, creditor? I asked about 3 items. You responded to 1. Now, from my understanding, the Fair Credit Reporting Act says that everything's supposed to be 100% accurate. And you have to investigate the claims that I present in front of you if they're not frivolous. So I'm putting 3 in front of you and you only investigated 1. What's up with that, Credit Bureau? All right, Kimberly. All right. Yes, John. Same thing as double, but another added reason for the same account. Perfect. Tamika, 3 different issues. Yes, Philip. 3 issues with 1 account in the letter. Absolutely. You guys are experts. You guys are better disputers than me. James, one account with 3 issues. Latrice, 3 different errors and 1 letter. See, when do you really pull this out? Like, when do you really start stepping up your game with 3 disputes in 1 letter or 2 disputes in 1 letter? When do you really start doing that? Well, you can do that right away if you want to. But I would say save that for later. Like, bring it in later. Bring it in like round 2, round 3, right? Bring it in when you need to bring it in. You don't have to hit them hard right from the very beginning. You can. But bring it in whenever you feel you need to bring it in, when you're not getting any progress, when the credit bureaus are failing to investigate, when the credit bureaus are violating the laws according to what you read in the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Hold your ground, right? Build your case. That's what you want to do. The old way of disputing, it's not mine, it's wrong. Lying for your customer is wrong. Don't do that. Stop it. Stop it. Stop that lying. Stop that blind disputing. I call it blind disputing. Oh, Margot, my customer hasn't gotten back with me, or my customer hasn't, they're not responding. Okay. Then you're going to go out there and you're going to do a blind dispute because, your customer is not responding. But Mark, I need to get money. I need to charge. I know. But you don't have to do a blind dispute and lie just to get paid. You can do what I call a verification dispute until you can get your customer on the phone to go over the accounts with you. Who wants to know what a verification dispute is? Does everybody know what a blind dispute is? If you know what a blind dispute is, tell me you know. Somebody tell me what a blind dispute is. All right. Latrice, what is a blind dispute? John, what is a blind dispute? James, what is a blind dispute? Latrice, factual disputing only. Can anybody tell me what a blind dispute is? Come on, credit repair people. We have 33 credit repair experts here and nobody knows what a blind dispute is. Can anybody tell me what a blind dispute is? All right, good. When you dispute without knowing, yes. Norega, when you don't have the information. Wayne, disputing without the info of the client. Judy, does by something on your own. Okay. Alicia, I don't know what a blind dispute is. John, sending disputes without specific reasons. All of you guys are right. If you are doing the blind disputes, you're lying. Because if you didn't interview that customer, how do you know what's wrong with the account? So you already are lying. You already infecting the file with a virus before you even start with the customer. So don't do blind disputes in the very beginning. Blind disputes is basically what everybody else is saying. Sending a dispute, not knowing what's really wrong with the customer's file, but you're only doing it because you need to charge them. That's not the way to do it. There's a better way. A better way is sending in I need some verification dispute. That's my secret weapon. It's my secret weapon. Hey, please verify these accounts. Can you do that for me? My customer hired me and he or she said that these accounts are inaccurate during our initial consultation. Can you verify that these accounts are 100% accurate? See, you're not lying, are you? Am I lying, John? Tell me the truth. Am I lying? Latrice, am I lying? James, if I ask you for a verification, am I lying to you? Am I telling you any lies? James, Latrice, Alice, Judy, am I lying? Come on. Am I lying at all? Anthony, we dispute on factual. John, no, I'm not. All I'm doing is asking the credit bureau for some information. Hey, can you do this for me, please? Can you check this out for me? Can you Can you verify this for me, please? I want to make sure it's correct. You see, so you do that so it gives you time to get your customer on the phone to do a full, deep analysis. But don't send blind disputes, because when you do that, you are infecting the file from the beginning. So you're lying in the very first dispute round. And you know what the Credit Repair Organizations Act says. You can't misrepresent, lie. You can't do anything. You can't do any of that. Haters, don't hate. Don't hate, haters. Don't hate. All right? Educate, but don't hate. Yeah, that's right. I got haters out there, guys. There's people, I don't do anything wrong to anyone, and people are trying to hate for no reason. Don't hate, but educate. All right? People hate when you're doing good. People hate that. So they spread lies and rumors. Somebody called me Black Jesus one day. I said, Black Jesus? Why would they say that? Somebody said I was like the Messiah. And I had to laugh because that person was a hater. See, they're not educating. They're just hating. But hey, dude, don't hate, educate. All right. Latrice, what's up? Yes, Charles. All right. So let's talk about a couple more things, and I'm going to let you guys go. We're going to talk about a couple more things, and I'll let you guys go. How about the fourth? Can we dispute 4 dispute reasons in one letter? Yes or no? Can we bring up 4 issues in a dispute reason? Yes or no? Quadruple attack. Can we do that? Yes or no? Absolutely. Can we do it? Yes. Yes. Does it work? Yes. Is it effective? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Can the credit bureau bite back and say, oh, this dispute is frivolous? No, you know why they can't do it? Because they will never verify all 4 of your items. See, the quadruple dispute strategy is the big boy. That is the King Kong of them all. That is the King Kong of them all. The quadruple dispute reason strategy. What does that mean? That means you bring up 4 issues inside of one letter on one account. So say, for example, you're looking at a trade line and you got the date open, creditor's name is wrong, date open is wrong, high balance is wrong, date of last activity is wrong, late payment history is wrong, the quadruple effect. All right? So you're literally disputing all 5 of those items if they are truly, in fact, inaccurate. You're not doing this just to get a deletion. You're doing it because it's true. And that's going to take us to our next strategy. All right, James, why not? Robert says, I would think all parts of the count needed to be verified. Yes. Deborah says, can't, but not effective. Sherman says, unleash the big boy. Cameron says, get him. Miss Douglas says, yes. Don't hate, haters, but educate. Don't hate. Educate, right? All right. So 2 more things I want you guys to consider before we go. If you don't have your copy, get it. You know I got to put a commercial plug in here. You know that. You know I have to put a commercial plug. This is mandatory reading for any newbies or just a refresher. I don't even care if you've been doing credit repair for 25 years. This is a refresher. Even me, I read my own book sometimes. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that. Oh my God, yeah, that's pretty good. Okay? Get your copy. Amazon.com. All right. Now here's the mistake where everybody's making. Here's the mistake where everybody's making. There's 2 things I want to talk to you about. How many of you guys right now are interviewing your customers and then using the information that your customers are giving you to build your dispute. How many of you guys are doing that? Just type in here for me, say, Mark, I don't give a crap. I'm not doing that. I dispute the way I dispute, and that's it. I don't care what you say, and I don't care what my customers say. I dispute the way I want to dispute. How many of you guys are interviewing your customers, taking notes, using their dispute reasons for your dispute reasons? Let me know right here. Come on, guys. How many know? John says he is. What's up, John Wilkinson? Daryl says me. Mr. Robinson says, no, I'm not doing it. Who else? Terry. Terry says he's interviewing, but he didn't tell me that he's using what the customer is saying in his dispute reasons. Who else? Philip. I haven't had a customer yet. Trying to get more. You will, Philip. Hang in there. Kimberly says, I interview, but Kimberly, that doesn't tell me anything. After you interview, what do you do with the data that the customer gives you? That is the purpose of the interview. Judy says, I am. Wayne, my partner does the interviewing. Okay, Wayne, but when he does the interview, then what? All right, Robert says, I dispute my way. Customers don't always give us usable info. So Robert said, Mark, I don't care what you say. I do what I do. I do my thing. I run my credit. Hey, Robert, do what you got to do. Nicole says, no, I am not. James says, should you not? It is their right. Terry says, use what the customer says. Juan says, we interview and sometimes don't take on clients. All right, guys. Now, you don't have to listen to me. You really don't. You don't. You could tell me to go jerk off or get off the Facebook Live or kiss my, you don't have to do that. You don't have to listen to me. But what I'm telling you is that you better be interviewing your customers. All right. And don't go off and do your own thing. I'm going to tell you why. Alice says, use what the customer says in your dispute. Thank you, Alice. Robert says, not that I don't care. Some customers feel embarrassed to give certain info. I do understand, but you got to get the info, Robert, or you're disputing blind. All right. Anthony, interview and compare credit reports. Figs, I do. I write notes and add it to the file. When preparing the letters, I refer back to the notes. So let me ask you a question. If you guys are interviewing, if you're not taking notes, then how are you disputing? How are you disputing? Are you lying? Because if you're not using part of what your customer is telling you, then yes, you are lying. And if you start lying in the beginning, you have no case to take it to a lawyer later. Let me explain. If you start lying from the beginning and you don't use what your customer is saying, and then round 2 goes and you lie again because you're not using the data from the interview that the customer gave you, and then round 3 you get stuck, do you now think you can file complaints with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, the Better Business Bureau, the Attorney General's office when you've been lying round 1, 2, and 3? What do you guys think? Do you think you can do it? Say yes or no. Do you think you can file complaints with these regulatory bodies when you have not been telling the truth from the very beginning? Yes or no? Type in here, yes or no. Yes, Mark, I can still do it. No, Mark, I can't do it or I won't do it. Type in here for me, yes or no, please. Yes or no. Can you still do it? Yes or no? Albo said no. Gil said no. Wayne said no. And the answer is no. The answer is no. If you infect the file from the beginning, you are doing a disservice to your customer. If you start lying in round 2, round 3, you cannot really do justice for your customer, because you have already planted a virus in the dispute flow. 1 minute you saying the account is inaccurate. Round 2, you said the balance is wrong. Round 3, all right, you say that the data last activity is wrong, and you have not even looked at your notes that your customer gave you 3 months ago. So you're lying all the way through, and then now your customer's in your face saying, why aren't you getting any deletions? And see, now you're stuck because you can't use the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, because if you do, you're going to lie there, and you don't want to go there. You can't use BBB because you're going to lie there. You don't want to go there. And you definitely don't want to lie with the Attorney General's office. So what I'm saying to you is that the interview is key. I don't care if you email the customer and say, can you just give me a list of the issues with your account? Can you just, I know you're busy. I know you're trying, I know it's hard for us to communicate, I'm trying to get you on the phone. I text you, you're so busy. Can you just, I'm going to email you a list of these negatives. Can you just write next to them what's wrong with them, please? See? Let me tell you guys, don't start a file without interviewing. Don't do it. And when you do interview, do a good interview. They're paying you for the credit analysis. Don't rush. I must do the credit analysis and in like 5 seconds, then I'm going to spend 15 minutes on the phone with them and then charge them $199. No, because the interview is the basis of the rest of your dispute journey with that customer. So if you get the interview wrong, everything else is wrong. And then you got to go back and chase the customer, and the customer is going to say to you, hey man, didn't I give you this information a month ago and you don't have it and you asking for it again? How many of you guys experienced that? Just say me. Say I. Say, Mark, I have experienced that before. I didn't properly do the interview. I didn't keep the notes. And then the customer questioned me on where is the information because they said that they gave it to me already. How many of you guys faced that before? I know you have. How many of you guys experienced that before? Okay. I'm going to start. I have. Yeah, sure have. I sure did. Who else? Who else faced that? Nobody else? Nobody else? Just me? Just me. Okay, I guess I'm the only one to make mistakes. Everybody else on here are perfect. Charles says early on. All right, so listen, let's wrap it up. Go over the negative items one by one with your customer. Ask them what's wrong. Take your customer's argument, blend it with your argument, and that's your dispute reason. If you start disputing like that from the very beginning, then when you feel that you're not getting anywhere on round 2 or 3, you feel good because now you can use the regulatory agencies to help your customer. Now you can take that account and refer it to a law firm because you did it right from the very beginning. Listen, you are a for-profit business. You can't save every customer, and you don't have a magic pill. So you can't push a button and their items are deleted. But what you can do is that you could take what they're telling you and take your skills and your knowledge, right? And do the best you can. And then once you reach a point that you've used regulatory agencies, you referred it to lawyers, and then you can't help the customer anymore, it's time to close the file and then teach them how to rebuild credit. All right. Remember, you are a company. And you are a for-profit company or a nonprofit company. Your job is not to be a magical pill, but your job is to try to get your customer somewhere they was not there before they met you. You understand what I mean? So we're going to wrap this up. Do you guys have any questions? And did you get any value from this call? If you got some value, just let me know if you got some value from this call. And I'll keep doing these Facebook Lives for free for you guys. I'm trying to be different. I'm trying to be the mentor that you guys can trust and believe in. I don't want people saying, oh, you know, why are you selling all these products? And who are you? You know, who are you? You don't teach us anything, but yet you keep asking for money. I'm not trying to be that. I'm teaching you right now, and I didn't ask you for any money. I teach you something that nobody's going to teach you. And you know that. Try to reach some of these gurus out here and say, teach me. Teach me what Mark just taught me. They'll say, okay, give me a certain amount of money. So I want you to always keep that in mind. Don't listen to haters out there, people that try to hate on other people. You judge for yourself. If you got some value, just let me know right here. Say, Mark, I got some value, and I'll continue teaching you in the Facebook Live. So let me know if you got some value, please. Yes, yes. Yolanda, newbie here. Very helpful. Daniel, yes, very helpful. Karen, what's the book again? Here's the book. Hidden Credit Repair Secrets, #1 credit repair book in the country. Still on Amazon.com. Had a few haters on the book also. Somebody gave me like a 2-star. They said they hate the book. See? People hate. Can't get around that. All right. So I'm glad you guys got some value out of the call. Deborah, very appreciated, Judy. I am signing up. You do that. Client Dispute Manager, startupcreditrepairbusiness.com. Karen, yes, yes. Charles Spencer, yes. Continue live feed. I will, Charles. I will continue this because, like I told you guys, you have to do this. You have to do the same exact thing that I'm doing for you. You have to do it for your customer, whether they're your customer or not. You have to show them that, you know what you're talking about. You can't just be talking the talk. If you're not walking the walk, if you're walking the walk, then you can talk the talk, right? But if you're not, don't just talk, get out there and teach people. Don't talk behind people's back. Get out there and do it and make people believe. And then, people will follow you and trust you. All right. So that's it. Any questions before I get off? I got 4 minutes. I'll answer some questions for you. Alicia, I always look forward to Wednesday night videos on Facebook Live. Thank you. Valuable information. Hey, Alicia, you haven't seen anything yet. Wait till the 5-hour lead generation workshop on Facebook ads. You will be blown away. You're going to be like, oh my God. All right. Yes, Matt, great info tonight. Deborah Price. What is the average cost? Deborah, if you're talking about the average cost to charge a customer, the average depends on your model, but monthly model, I say $149 for credit analysis, $99 a month. Don't lower your prices for the monthly recurring. You can adjust your prices for the credit analysis, but don't lower your prices for the monthly. Deborah, great job. Stacy, very valuable information. Newbie here. Alman, I have the software watching all the training videos right now. There you go. I'm going to be adding more and more software training videos of real-time stuff that you guys can use right now. All right, that you can apply to your business right now. I got an announcement to make in a few minutes. Albert, send certified all the time. No, Albert, I never send certified mail. You only send certified mail, Albert. I'm just telling you based on my experience. Don't waste your money sending certified mail if you have a credit repair company. If you are working on your own credit repair, or if you are working with a lawyer to sue a creditor or collector, then you send it certified mail. But just general disputes, you send it through regular mail. All right, so Nicole, how do you learn Metro 2? Nicole, that is Rotten Peak's thing, Metro 2 compliance. If you want to learn that, ping Rodney Peak and he will help you out. All right, Nicole, I have the software. The best decision that you can make, Nicole. Stanley, I really like the training. Thank you. That's the whole purpose of us doing this, to let you guys know I'm more than just software. All right. And I'm more than just that. I'm all about community. And I'm all about teaching you guys. All right. Albert, thank you so much. All right. Listen, before I let you guys go, we got 2 minutes left. Don't forget 30-day trial, client dispute manager, free trial, startupcreditrepairbusiness.com. And in the near future, if you guys are in the $149 a month plan or the $199 a month plan, you will have access to the Lead Generation Academy for free. The Lead Generation Academy will be built right into the software. Unfortunately, the $99 plan will have to upgrade to the $149 to get access to the Lead Generation Academy for free. If you're in the $99 plan, you can still access the Lead Generation Academy outside of the software. All right. And lastly, in about 3 weeks, we are introducing a new plan for you do-it-yourselfers out there. If you want to repair your own credit, we have a baby plan that is coming in about 3 weeks. Limited features, limited restrictions, but you're on the same platform as the professional credit repair companies. It'll be $59 a month. It's called the baby plan, and you'll be able to access it. And if you want to upgrade to the professional version, you can upgrade at any time to the professional version. So it's called the baby plan. Or if you're just starting out with your credit repair business and you want to kind of see if it works for you, you can also start with the baby plan. All right. So that's it. I think that's it. Let me see, Mr. Robinson, are we sending the disputes through the CRM or by mail? You're sending the disputes by mail. Latrice, thanks for looking forward to the Lead Generation Academy. You're welcome. And nice. All right. Bye-bye, everybody. Take care. It's been 1 hour, and it's been good talking and seeing everybody. Bye-bye.